Gardermoen traffic, Northman 109er, Fusion start from stand 73, taxiing to 01 right for departure.
Good evening, friends, followers and channel members. Welcome to the first Friday night stream of 2022. For some reason I was going to say 2020 then. I'm 2 years out. Where have these last 2 years gone? They've all been pretty much the same, day after day. Many of us in Groundhog Day. Thankfully, many of us have also wasted our time here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I know, how can I say that? It's not wasted indeed. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We are in Oslo, where it is cold, and there are light snow flurries as well, according to the Met. And I have seen one or two as well. I'm not sure if you can see that in this camera angle, but there are one or two snow flurries coming down. So the Met and the live weather is proving to be quite accurate. We are also on, not on live time. So we've got live weather, but not live time tonight. I thought after the recent update this week, yesterday in fact, it would be nice to have a bit of a daytime stream just to see how those clouds are doing. Obviously at night into the pitch black, you can't really see too much. And particularly in these northern latitudes, it's pretty dark all the time. Anyway, so a big thank you to all of you who have come by this evening. Hello to Horacio, Essie Remers, Kurt, Alfie, Patrick, Brian, Danny Rubble as well. Thanks for coming by. Dark Fury, good to see you. Christian, I knew you wouldn't miss this one as we head down to your local airport. Borders Entertainment, good evening to you. Lazarus, Terry, Cardinal 22 as well. J-Hog, good evening. And Lewis Reyes as well. Looking forward to having you on board this evening. Maverick751 over on Twitch. Yes, we are on Twitch and Facebook as well. So good evening to the viewers there. Terry, Happy New Year to you as well. And indeed, Happy New Year to everybody who I haven't seen this week. I've done quite a few streams this week. Did we do one yesterday? No, we didn't do one yesterday. But I think we did one maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're doing quite well at the moment. Nick Burrows, good evening. Aren't you in America? I could have swore I saw you in America a few moments ago when I was loading in. Jean Ray, good evening to you. Mike asks, is the Thrustmaster TCA Captain Pack for the Airbus Edition any good? Mike, it is fabulous, and that is what I am using for our flight this evening. I don't think you'll find anybody that will say no, it's not. Isiella, good evening. Matthias Fleep, hello to you as well. Paul Knowles, hello. Right, let's just confirm where are we going. So we're going Oslo down to Bremen. Flight time's around 1 hour 18 minutes, something like that. For those of you watching on YouTube, just give me a second and I shall get the operational flight plan pinned into the chat for you guys. 1 second. That's coming in now. I'll put that on. Nick, you were doing some velocity testing in America, were you? How did that go? Have you managed to get it off the ground yet? I tried and failed. It wasn't that successful. It's nice and slow and steady though, so all right for a little bit of sightseeing, but that's kind of where I draw the line. It's not something I'd do a proper full stream on or anything like that. I suppose if you've got it, particularly, if I was an Xbox player, I think I would be really happy setting the Xbox up as it is upstairs in the front room with a big screen TV, and I'd quite happily maybe have a little bit of music on in the background and just set it on a route and just watch the scenery go by, sort of like 700-800 feet beneath me. I think that would be really, really neat. Something to do like that. Obviously my PC is not connected up to the big screen upstairs, so that's no good. Right, Matt Warren, howdy from Arizona. Was wondering what you keep your train level of detail at, trying to fine tune my settings. Do you know what, Matt? I honestly can't remember. I think it's at 200. I don't have the most powerful PC in the world. It's only a mid-spec PC, or by today's standards, it's a mid-spec PC. And the less you push your PC, well, it appears to be there is a correlation between the less you push the PC, the less you have crashed the desktops. So we shall see. Barwell DB, good evening to you as well. Thanks for coming on. Right, let's get on board. We have got ATC as well here in Oslo tonight, so happy about that. And both airports that we're flying to and from tonight are free mods, handcrafted airports from flightsim.to. So if you like the look of these, this looks very nice actually. I had a quick look around this airport before I started the stream. Yes, very detailed indeed. Oh, Nick, it was the VATSIM velocity server testing. Ah, okay. I thought you were on about the Velocopter or whatever it was called. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Hope the testing went well. Anyway, Alfie, do I use the fly-by-wire? Do I use the McDo on a tablet? Yes, indeed I do. I love it. Everything's so much faster. Right, let us just pick out the ATIS.
Contact. This is Oslo Garter Moon Information Juliet. Time 1950 Zulu. Expect ILS or RNP approach. Runway 01 left and 01 right in use. Runway condition wet. Transition level 85. For clearance and startup, contact Tower 118.3. Met report. Wind 020 degrees 7 knots. Visibility 4,700 meters. Light snow. Clouds. Broken at 2,600 feet. Broken at 3,300 feet. Temperature -5. Dew point -6. QNH 1001. Temporary. Visibility 1,400 meters. Light snow. Vertical. Visibility 1,200 feet. Acknowledge information Juliet on first contact.
Okay. So, you heard the weather there. Light snow. Temporary reduced visibility. Still technically Cat 1. If anything goes wrong, if anything goes bang. So no need to concern ourselves too much with being able to get back in here. To be fair, around here, if you have got a problem, this is probably your best bet at an airport to return to. Anyway, right. So I'm just going through the flows. Just record, check the pressure. That's all well and good. Right, let's have a look at our operational flight plan then and see what we are going to do with regards to the how much fuel we're going to take with us this evening. Operational flight plan. There it is. So as we can see, it's 5.5 tons is the plug fuel. However, let's see what the weather's doing in Bremen, shall we? And the forecast. Bremen doesn't look that great either. Let's see. Actually, visibility is looking fine. Yeah, visibility is fine. A few clouds. That's the current METAR. What have we got? So temporarily this evening, visibility could deck down to 4,000 feet. Showers of rain and snow. Broken 800 feet. Right. Okay. Still not enough to concern us with getting in. There's no big wind. Visibility is all right. We can still get in with showers, rain, and snow. And do you know what I haven't checked? Is Bremen ILS? I don't need to get the charts for that, it'll tell us. Yeah, Bremen's ILS. Let me have a look though. Is it a Cat 3? Oh yeah, we can do auto land there if we absolutely had to. Right, so extra fuel. Extra fuel indeed. An extra 400 kilograms should be fine. Do you know what? No, let's plop straight for 6 tons. There's quite a bit of traffic over Europe tonight, so if we end up getting in a hold, and we've got the APU on, anti-ice, etc. So let's go with 6 tons, please, Mr. Refuelers. Set that to real time as well. There we go. Right, I'm already feeling cold. Let's get that APU on. 1, 2, 3, and we'll get the passengers on board momentarily. Chris Hogg, good evening to you. Hope you're well. Good to see you. Martin Mack, hello. Christopher Shaw, good evening, mate. Right, so APU is is on its way. Let's go through and look at setting up the box then. Right, so IRS 3 nav green. Aircraft status, yep, correct, engine database and nav cycle. So init page, init request, and our alternate tonight is it Hamburg? Echo Delta Delta Hotel. Flight number is EasyJet Europe 34 Alpha Mike. That call sign, of course, means that it is not a real scheduled flight. This one we've made up just to see these two new airports that have been released. Flight level 80 and temperature is minus 56 according to the flight plan. And what's the tropo? Wow, that's low. 27,000, 27689. 27689. Okay, flight plan then. So we're expecting a departure runway 01 left on the Vipa 1 Alpha. There it is. And insert. And arriving then 27, it's just 27, so we'll go for ILS 27 Zulu in via the Gimp Ma 2 Papa, and check the charts for the initial approach fix on that. So we've got Bremen, I think that is going to be. Let me just double check. Yes, in via Bremen. Bravo Mike November. Maybe a full procedure going on here for this flight. Unless we get some radar vectors. 494, and I've got 484 in the operational flight plan. Okay, RadNav page, anything that we can pop in just here, let's have a look. No VORs or anything on the SID chart. Let me just have a quick look, because I don't know Oslo at all. So, what have we got? Golf Romeo Mike. VOR on the airfield. Let's pop that in. So that's now showing. Excellent. Init B page. Let's get that APU bleed on, shall we? Start the timer. And zero fuel weight then is, let's have a look, it's going to be, according to the operational flight plan, 60.5, yep, so that matches up. Trip wind is a headwind of 21. Fuel planning 4.5. What have we got on board? We've got 5.9. We'll just let that compute itself. So apologies guys if I'm missing any questions or anything like that in the chat. Danny, why don't I just load what SimBrief gives you? Well, SimBrief gives you a perfect fuel calculation, but pilots never take the plug fuel. They always take a bit extra for delays, because what the SimBrief doesn't take into account is things like, I'm going to have the APU running on for longer, I'm going to have the anti-ice on probably a little bit more. Also the weather, it doesn't the weather down in Bremen, there's a chance of it becoming misty, foggy, snow showers entering the holds. There's all these factors to take in with regards for needing extra fuel. So always better to have more than less, obviously. Right, what have we got for the alternate? Fuel for the alternate will be call it 1.1 tons. Oops, 1.1. That gives us an extra 20 minutes 23 minutes flight time overall. Onto the performance page then. Transition altitude here is 7,000 feet, and our thrust reduction and acceleration values are 1656. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. The simulator will round it up to 1670 anyway. So let's just make sure the engine out acceleration is the same. Flaps 1. Toga. Looks like a bit of a contaminated runway anyway, so Toga it is. And then we've got V1, V2, and VR, of course. Alright, let me just quickly check the departure. Right, so we do have a max speed limit of 230 knots. However, that's during that first turn. We're not going to concern ourselves with that because we're not going to be at 230 knots by that point. Right, packs are on. Cabin crew, you can start boarding, I think, now. Just see the sun starting to come up.
Cabin crew, we're all happy with how things are up here, so now open the doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you.
No problem.
Right, so the passengers are boarding. I quite like this. This is a newly downloaded version of the experimental version today. It's been out a while, of course, but look, the in-op stickers have changed colour. They're now red. I don't know if that's important or not, but there you are. Doc say you can't get the external McDo to work. It keeps saying waiting for simulator. Make sure things like a firewall isn't in place. Run the server program as administrator as well. Fly half 2. If the charts say transition altitude by air traffic control, what do you enter in the McDo? If you have a look on the, so you'll probably see that given on the star, as it does here. Yeah, there you go. Transition level by ATC. However, if you go to the next one, you'll always find there's the transition altitude on the actual ILS approach chart. So that's transition level, remember, by ATC. Transition altitude is fixed. Wayne, good evening, Wayne. Good to see you. Let's turn that down. Refueling is complete, so we can get the fuel pumps on. Seatbelt signs can now go on. And whilst I'm waiting for the passengers to come on board, we'll contact the tower. Are they still online? Let's have a quick check. Indeed they are. 118.3. I think departure's online as well, so we'll get that in the standby, which is 118875.
Gardermoen Tower, Norseman 9, Juliet Lima, full established ILS 01 left.
Norseman 9, Juliet Lima, Gardermoen Tower, good evening, runway 01 left, clear to land, wind 020 degrees, 7 knots.
Runway 01 left, clear to land, Norseman 9, Juliet Lima.
Right, let's contact the tower and see what they've got for us. Oslo Tower, good evening, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Taipei 320 Neo, stand 9, requesting IFR clearance as file to Bremen, and we have information, Juliet.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Gardermoen Tower, good evening, cleared to Bremen, Big Bob 1 Alpha departure, runway 01 left, initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 5364.
Cleared for departure, runway 01 left, Vipa 1 Alpha, initial climb 7,000 and squawk 5364, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, feedback, correct.
Excellent. Let's get that squawk code in then. Oh, why is that not standby? Someone can rewind the stream when I was just doing the pre-flight checks and looking down at the pedestal. I'm pretty certain that was at standby before. What was that squawk code? 5364. before, and I think I've already got 7,000 feet set on the FCU. Yeah, we do. That's all good. Oh, that's interesting. Ah, I've just... Oh, goodness me. I've just lost my tablet. Oh, there we go. We're back. For anyone that saw the video that I did with that when it was first released, I noted in the video that the kids had hidden my iPad, which was rather frustrating. Which was true. I've still not found it, so because I love this feature so much, I've actually had to go and buy another one. Only another cheap one, but it will do. Right, all is good there. Passengers are nearly finished boarding, I think. So let's just get rid of the external ground power. That's no longer needed. Set the strobes to auto. Check that overhead. That looks fine. Can see the snow now. The sun's coming up a little bit, can't we? Just check everything else, but I think we're about ready to run our before start checks in a moment. So,
good evening. Was there 15 Whiskey Stand 175 information Juliet A320 Neo requesting IFR clearance to Bremen?
Whistler 15 Whiskey, Gardermoen Tower, hello, cleared to Bremen, Vippa 1 Alpha departure, runway 0 left, initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 5016.
just clearing out the dual waypoint there.
Vippa 1 Alpha departure, initial climb 7,000, squawking 5016, with 15 Whiskey.
Checklist matches up then.
15 Whiskey, deeper correct.
We should have 436, 437, 4396, 14 Nanon, Nedza, and then Vippa. Yep, that all matches up with what I have down here. So we're good to run the before start checklist
4603,
to the line.
QNH1001.
Cockpit preparation completed. Signs are on. Auto. Adheres 3 nav green. Fuel quantity is 5980 and balanced. FMGS is set. Altimeter 1001.
Norseman 9er Juliet Lima, taxi Victor Delta stand 68.
So Delta stand 68, Norseman 9 Juliet Lima.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our EasyJet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free, and loose items of clothing.
Charlie, are
Once
you
you
able
have
to
safely
read
stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt
Norton for
departure,
Charlie, short
we
and
kindly
straight,
ask
person
that you
start
keep the
approved,
aisle
QNH
clear,
1001.
enabling all remaining customers to board.
QNH
Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Thank you.
Right, we appear to be slowly icing up. So one of the few times you'll have seen me use this, I'm going to get the probe window heat turned on. That should hopefully start to melt that away in the next few minutes or so. Winter Ops. Let's see what I can remember of them.
Cabin crew, we're about ready to push back, so if you can please hold the door there and cross-check, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this EasyJet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most
QNH 602, Gardermoen Tower, hello, it is built 4, a bit low. I also don't have 5.5 minutes.
Provide fuels throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing EasyJet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
Okay, time for a departure brief then. So,
Even 4603, sorry, worries. Do you want me to push back it?
I'm just going to
Yeah, just stop there, that's fine.
turn that off for a second. Okay, so departure briefing. First of all, the weather. It's cold. What is it? -5 degrees, so winter ops. And the aircraft is type A320neo, but it's the experimental version. No NOTAMs here to be aware of. Threats to be aware of course. Well, one, the weather. It's cold. So, no single engine taxi. It doesn't look like there's snow or anything on any of the taxiways, so we don't need to stick to 10 knots throughout the taxi. We should be okay with that. But as I already stated a little bit earlier on, visibility is fine. We've got 2 nice long runways here, so if I have to get back in to an airport, this is the place to come. Our takeoff weight is going to be around 61 tons, which is below the maximum landing weight, so again, no issues getting in back here if that was the case. Right, let's just brief the taxi then. So we are stand 9. Push back. We're going to face east on. No, we're not. We're going to face west on Kilo. I expect us then to just get the taxi from Kilo either down to either Mike or November, and it'll either take us to Alpha 2 or Alpha 1 on departure then. A nice straight out departure. It said there's that max speed there, 230 knots. That's not going to cause us an issue. We're not going to be at 230 knots anyway. By that point, autopilot will do a nice job of getting us down. Left-hand turns. Now, this should be an overfly point, which will be interesting to see if we can use this. So, Golf Mike 437. Let's have a look if that is registered as an overfly point. Golf Mike 437. It's not for some reason, so I wonder if we can pop that in and see if that works. Right, so we've now just changed that. We'll see what happens as we start to pick up speed, whether it makes us overfly that now before making that left-hand turn. That'd be quite nice to see. Pilot Fisk, hello from Norway. Good to have you on board for this flight. So let me get our pushback clearance, then we'll get the ground crew in place.
Yeah, 15 whiskey.
Mr. 15 Whiskey, person start approved, QNH 1001.
Pushback approved 1001 with 15 whiskey.
And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, stand 9, we're ready for push and start.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, stand by.
Standing by, look at that. That
Mr.
overfly
15 Whiskey are able to push onto Kilo 2 facing west.
has now changed.
Affirmative, we'll push onto Kilo 2 facing west. Airways 15 whiskey.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike are able to push onto Kilo 1 facing west.
We can push onto Kilo 1, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, thank you. Person start approved as requested. Person anxious to ask. QNH 1001.
Roger, clear to push a start facing west on Kilo 1, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. We don't want to exchange paint with Dark Fury, do we?
Tower, good evening, Scandinavian 224, request Alpha clearance to Bremen.
Good, 24, Garmin Tower, good evening, cleared to Bremen, Vipa 1 off departure, runway 01 left, initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 5546.
Cleared to Bremen,
Beacon light, accurate pressure, nozzle steering is disconnected.
Initial flight level 7,000, squawk 5546.
Transponder is set, parking brake is set, thrust levers are at idle.
Contact 2 for Charlie, ready for taxi.
Contact 2 for Charlie, taxi Golf full short November.
Taxi Golf, hold short November, contact 2 for Charlie.
Going through for Charlie, looks like traffic ahead to figure it out. Taxi Golf November, holding point 01 left.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is
Golf November
and hatches closed and all
01 left.
removed.
Contact 2 for Charlie.
Standing by for pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brake set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Okay, slow pushback and engine mode selected to start. Starting engine 1. Now, need to make sure we do this properly. Then we have snow accumulating on the airframe there as well, I see.
Glider 130, Q3 Delta, request push and start.
EC230 Delta, push and start approved, KH 1031.
Ladies and gentlemen,
push and
now
start
ask for your
approved,
attention while we take you through the
EC230
safety procedures
Delta.
on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket, showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear
Scandinavian
brace,
4603,
brace.
line up runway 01 left.
There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on.
Where's the 15 whiskey? Taxi Kilo, hold short
At all
November.
times.
Taxi
If
Kilo,
the air
short
supply
November,
fails,
with
masks
Delta
will
Whiskey.
drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle.
Tower Scandinavian 2,
If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube.
Scandinavian
There's a light and
224,
whistle for
confirm
transfer
push.
function. We also carry flotation aids
sorry,
for children.
ready to start and push.
Your tray
Scandinavian
table
224.
must now be
Scandinavian
stowed
224,
arms
push and start
down,
approved,
window
QNH
blinds
1001.
open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a
Start to
pleasant
the
flight
Connect
with EasyJet.
1001.
Brake set.
Scandinavian 224.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Cleared to disconnect.
First, Scandinavian 4603, wind 01 degrees 8 knots, runway 01 left, clear vertical.
Goodbye.
Okay, so just waiting for engine 2 to spool up.
Power station calling.
Neil
say again.
Dawkins, good afternoon from Canada. No, we didn't crash into the Wizz Air, just. Pilot Fisk, this is the free
15
scenery
whiskey,
for
taxi
Oslo
November, holding point 01 left.
from
Taxi November, holding
FlightSim.to.
01 left, Reserve 15 Whiskey.
Right, get these charts up so I know where it is we're going. So apologies now if I'm just paying attention to air traffic control. It is quite busy here today, which is good. Adds to the realism. Engine number 2 is now stable, so engine mode selector to normal.
Condor 2 for Charlie, line up runway 01 left.
APU bleed is off.
Line up
Anti-ice
runway 01 left,
on.
contact for Charlie.
APU masters off. And spoilers, rudder, flaps 1. Set that trim, 23.6. And after start checklist. Anti-ice on. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim is 23.7, rudder trim set 0. Okay, I'll do a flight control check. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up.
4603, contact Polaris Control, 118,
Full down.
175.
Neutral. Rudder. Full right.
Over to 108,
Rudder.
decimal 8,
Full left.
Great line. Scandinavian 46.
And neutral. Now,
Good
what have we
night.
got behind us? Okay, when we get to the end, I'm going to ask ATC if we can do we should, in cold weather conditions, I don't know what the specific temperature is, but we should run the engines up. It's something I need to check. I need to run them up just to reach, I think it's 50% N1. Again, it's something, it's for a winter ops thing that I need to double check, because I can't recall off the top of my head. But we can do that as we get going. Right, we've done our flight control check, so we're all good there. And let's get on the radars. They're not working anyway, but keeping the good habits. Auto brake. I'll ding that camera crew now, so that's done as well. They can get sat down, take config, and we'll tell them that we're ready to go. Tower Alpine 34 Alpha Mike is ready for taxi.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, taxi Kilo November, holding point 01 left.
Taxi to Alpha 1. Sorry, say again, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
First contact 3 for Charlie, wind 010 degrees, 8 knots, runway 01 left, clear for takeoff.
I think it's a Kilo 1 to Alpha.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, taxi holding point, runway 01 left, via Kilo November.
Taxi holding point 01 left via Kilo and November. Alpine 35 Alpha Mike. It didn't give us a holding point at all. It's our discretion, so we can go for Alpha 1. Get as much runway as we need to, just in case.
Scandinavian 224 ready for taxi.
Scandinavian 224 taxi Golf November holding point 01 left.
Taxi holding point 01 left via Golf in November. Scandinavian 224.
Snowflakes are looking to get a bit bigger, aren't they?
By Alpha 2, line up 01 left.
So I'm just going to do a brake check.
01 left with 01 whiskey.
Yeah, that's good.
Easy 230 Delta, ready to taxi.
Easy 230 Delta, follow Scandinavian at your correction, the Scandinavian Airbus A320 at your 12 o'clock to holding point 01 left.
So we're taxiing down in November, which is our first left out of the ramp. Drini, yes, this is live weather. Let's see what the taxi signs look like. There's November, left there. Now, have a quick look behind us. There's no aircraft behind us.
2 for Charlie, contact Polaris Control, 118.875.
118.875, thank you for service, and bye-bye.
So, pets check, no change to the performance. It is still going to be a Toga takeoff, QNH 1001. Engine out procedure. I didn't do our emergency brief, but standard standard Airbus emergency brief, which you should be familiar with now. It is a non-standard engine out procedure here, however.
Wind 010 degrees, 8 knots, runway 01 left.
If anything goes bang after V1, we'll pull the heading bug,
clear for takeoff,
carry on straight, and at 9 miles from Golf Romeo Mike, we make a right turn to the in-SUV holding point.
Canadian 602, permission for the period, QH 1001.
Departure is the Viper 1 Alpha, stop altitude 7,000 feet. Before takeoff checklist below, to the line, sorry. Flight control has been checked, departure briefing is confirmed, flap setting config 1, FMA takeoff data 133 blue, 138 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 7000 blue and Toga. Transponder is set, ECA memo takeoff, no blue, EFB is stowed.
Cabin crew seat for takeoff.
Mr. 15 Whiskey, contact Polaris Control, 118.875.
118.875, thanks for service, was that 15 Whiskey?
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, line up runway 01 left.
Line up and wait on 01 left, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. So we are going via Alpha 2. The runway is plenty long enough. So just slows down a little bit and get the lights on. TCAS. Before takeoff, checklist below the line. Just check that approach path is clear. Cabin is secured. Engine mode select is normal. TCAS TA
behind the departing
Pax.
EasyJet Airbus A320.
Let's get those off.
Via Alpha 2, line up runway 01 left behind.
Line up and wait behind the departing aircraft on 01 left. Wait behind. Scandinavian to Protocol.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, wind 010 degrees, 8 knots, runway 01 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 01 left, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Okay, we're good to go. So, takeoff. Start the chrono, set 50%, N1. Engine stable, and set takeoff thrust. Mantoga, SIS runway. Loving that snow blizzarding across. Also gives you a good idea as to which direction the wind is coming in from as well, doesn't it?
100 knots, check.
V1, rotate. Nav.
Right, zero.
A nice straightforward takeoff. And we'll set climb thrust around 1600 feet. That should come any second now. There it is. Lower the nose. And set climb thrust. Thrust climb, climb. And autopilot 1 engaged. Pack 1 back on.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, contact Polaris Control 118.875.
Over to Polaris Control 118.875, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Thanks for the service. Bye bye.
Bye.
Polaris Control, good evening, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, passing 2,900 for 7,000, Vipa 1 Alpha departure.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, hello, climb flight level 380, you are identified.
Climb flight level 380, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Flap 0, spoilers disarmed. Straight up to the cruising altitude tonight.
Northbound 17 Quebec,
380 blue.
5,000 feet, local QNH 1001.
5,000 feet, QNH 1001, Northbound 17 Quebec.
Northbound 17 Quebec, for information, there is an emergency aircraft now soon establishing on final. For information,
straight
there
over
might
the
be a
top.
short hold for you.
Perfect.
No problem.
Well done, fly-by-wire.
Northbound 17 Quebec.
Cheetah Pal, I've just turned off the first officer screens just because it saves frame rates. I could do the same actually with the tablet. Now, how is it going to handle this next little bit? So it's done the overfly. We now want to get back direct to 439.
5 Whiskey, you are clear direct Aalborg, Alpha Alpha Lima. Direct Alpha Alpha Lima, Reserve 15 Whiskey.
So is that going to level out here, or is it going to drag us back onto the track line? Let's see. It does appear to be leveling us out, so that's really nice. Sunrise, what a glorious time of day in the simulator. Right, let me get cabin crew out. They can start preparing your drinks for this flight. KG, those are real people on the radio, that is correct.
Northbound 17 Quebec, descent 4,000 feet, local Greenwich 1001, via Operas, clear RF 01.
We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Passing 10,000 feet, airport on the E-face.
Inner control, scanner 24
Lights
Williams.
off.
Scanner 224, identified 3,900 feet, confirmed.
Turn anti-ice off as well, don't need that. Now we're above that cloud layer.
Confirmed, flight level 380.
Now we'll just check the progress page, flight level 380. Yep, no problems going up to that. And whilst you're enjoying the beautiful passenger view, I will clear out the RadNav page.
Northbound 109, contact tower 118.3. He is aware of your situation. Halt, go landing. Thank you.
So there's an emergency situation going on there. Not often you hear that on VATSIM, but it's cool that the controllers have accepted that. Really nice. Now I'm going to be interested to see how long this snow lasts for. Mark, the flight is about 1 hour 18 minutes. I think. Might be 1 hour 22. I honestly can't remember. Let's call it an hour and a half for good measure, shall we? Right, so we've got traffic in front of us on TCAS. We can see that there. He's no threat to us. Alfie 001, you personally think that Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 around sunset is the best, especially when you're crossing a sea? Yeah, it does indeed look very good, doesn't it? Okay, nothing ahead of us to concern ourselves.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, clear direct Aalborg.
Please just confirm the direction for us, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, clear direct Aalborg, Alpha Alpha Lima.
Direct Alpha Alpha Lima, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Florence, good evening. Scandinavian 285, inbound Regma, flight level 280.
Thank you. Scandinavian 285, hello, welcome to the party, Squawk 5341.
Squawk 5341, Scandinavian 285.
Stuart Parsons, you were confused for a split second, so it was daytime and thought I wasn't live, but yeah, I've just changed the time. I just wanted to fly in the daytime. I love, I mean, this, not that nighttime isn't beautiful, of course, everything's beautiful in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I just wanted to see how the cloud transitions were on live weather during an hour and a half's flight following the update a couple of days ago. So, yeah. Live weather, just not live time. Himbangle. How do I make shortcuts for the passenger view? So they are custom views. Check out the channel for information on how to download those. You can download those and put them into your simulator in our Discord server.
Flight level 100, Lunit 1 Lima, arrival 10 right, 785.
Ground 285, flight descent, flight level 120, when ready.
Flight level 120, Canadian 285.
That's looking cool, isn't it?
Plus control at Easy 230 Delta at 4,000 for 7,000.
Nicholas, you've tried out 2 emergencies on VATSIM as well. The controllers handle it as in real life. They give you priority and assistance and even ask number of souls. Excellent. Cheetah, do I personally think pilots' jobs are sustainable in the next 20 years? Oh, definitely. Would you get on an aircraft without a pilot on board? Mark, where is my co-pilot? I have no idea. Maybe he's watching Dragon's Den or something. Mila, did you say welcome to the party? Maybe. You get some great ATC on the VATSIM network. Matthias, look at the clouds. Aren't they beautiful? Obi-Wan, do the clouds look much better since the update? It's hard to say, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with those, though. Absolutely nothing wrong.
Scanner 224, clear direct Aalborg.
Turgay, good evening. Where's the INOP label gone? It's still there. It's just a different colour. And I think this is, as someone said earlier in the chat, I think this is a way for the fly-by-wire team to work out when you're sending them screenshots with problems, which version of the aircraft you're flying. So I think the dev version's got yellow, experimental's got red. Don't know what colour the stable has because the stable's broke. So I haven't tried.
Information kilo.
Norseman 807 Polaris, hello, squawk 02.
If you're enjoying the flight so far, guys, please do hit that like button. It makes a massive difference to the channel and the YouTube algorithms. Also makes a massive difference, actually, if you leave a comment. I don't know what you'd like to comment. Maybe just say hello. But it really does push the channel to potential new viewers, which is wonderful, particularly as I was celebrating this morning. We have passed overnight last night. We've now reached 19,000 subscribers. So thank you to each and every one of you for subscribing to the channel. I guess now we're on the big push for the big 2-0, aren't we? 20,000 subscribers. Less than 1,000 to go. But a big thank you to everyone for that. Alfie, you're looking forward to the 380 so you can fly your home airline. Which one would that be then, Alfie?
285, it was limit 4 Lima and 01 right.
285, Lunip 4 Lima.
Simon, yeah, 90,000. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scandinavian 285.
Peter, problems all clouds are cumulus. Not all the time. Not all the time. Quite often you see stratus. I've also seen the occasional altocumulus, also some mamma as well. And of course, cumulonimbus.
23 Sierra Delta, I need you on an even flight level. Are you able flight level?
Oh, Alfie, British Airways. Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Level 400.
London Heathrow to LAX, yeah?
380, be fine, EZ2 Sierra Delta.
EZ23 Sierra Delta, climb to flight level 380.
380, EZ2 Sierra.
Stuart, there was an emergency at Gatwick earlier. The pilot was having issues but wouldn't declare. The controller asked him to declare an emergency. I think he wanted to have fun helping him out. Oh, for a minute then, I thought you were talking about in the real world. I'm like, really? They had a bit of an ATC issue yesterday, did Gatwick. About 3 aircraft had to divert, I think. Nothing major. Spitfire RAF, thank you very much for the congratulations. Paul, can I do multiplayer as well on VATSIM? No, you can't. Otherwise you end up with random people everywhere. Wayne. I'm not going to read that out. I don't like politics. Did make me chuckle though. John Delgamo, enjoying the stream as no flying for me as you're on a 3-month road trip around Spain. Wow.
Level 100.
Steve Justice, there are no daft questions, mate. That's what the channel was set up for, to answer all the daft questions. So VATSIM's the Virtual Air Traffic Control Network. Or the Virtual Air Traffic Network. And it is basically pilots, like myself, flying on Microsoft Flight Simulator, FSX, P3D and X-Plane. We are all connected to one network, and we are all controlled by live air traffic controllers. So every person you're hearing is flying live here in the virtual world, and they are being controlled by a real human air traffic controller. It can be really quite hectic sometimes, but all perfectly organised and ordinary, using real-world procedures as well. The other night, the flight between, was it Gatwick and Innsbruck? Boy, that was busy.
Skyline 285, descend 5,000 feet, local QNH 1001 via Nostla, clear RLS runway 01 right. Report established.
Descend 5,000 feet, local QNH 1001 and cleared I left 1 right.
Cheetah, when the top of the descent on the sim brief is 1 or 2,000 feet higher than the cruise altitude, you have to follow it. Seems a little weird. I never follow the sim brief one. I work out my own. I'll be doing that a little bit later on if you want to see how I do that.
Good evening, KLM 712 with you again at Kristiansand and requesting clear for the flight to Ellison, KLM 712.
Barry, which subscription for Navigraph would you recommend? I don't recommend anyone, it's whatever you can afford, but if you want to get it. I pay monthly though, I have the monthly subscription. Zoro DK Gaming, I don't have Pack X, no, I have self-loading cargo. Okie TM, good evening my friend, how are you doing? Flight's going well so far, simulator's looking beautiful. We've got 8,000 feet to go through into the climb, and oh look at that. That is lovely, isn't it?
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service,
you are cleared to your destination
of hot beverages together with drinks and
to Alpha departure, climb 6,000 feet, score 2667.
Most major currencies and debit or credit cards. The correct exchange would be greatly appreciated. And if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So if you haven't already been made aware, if you fly the stable version of the fly-by-wire mod...
Oh, sorry, I was a little bit broken, I think.
It
I hope
no
you
longer
will reread now.
works.
I was cleared for Ellison via the Tipsa to Alpha out of runway 03 and squawk 2667 for the KLM 712.
KLM 712, reback, correct.
Thank you.
I could sit and look at that view all day. We used to, didn't we, during the long-haul flights?
279er, back with you, also requesting IFR clearance Ellison as found, KLM 279.
Max, I use a program called Self-Loading Cargo for the passenger announcements.
6,000 feet, squawk 4220.
Clear as found, tips up to Alpha. Departure, initially 6,000 feet in the transponder 4220, KLM 279.
Yeah, Mark, that's a good idea. So pay monthly, just in case you give up with the sim. Tend to come and go with the hobby. I can understand that.
Request clearance.
Romeo to Ålesund, Tipso to Alpha departure, 6,000
S-Ram, it's cool to see a chain of people ahead of you on the TCAS. I've only got one ahead of me, 40 miles ahead, so I'm not going to worry about him. Max, no, it is not free, I'm afraid. It is payware. Ah, Velux, I would have to have much better eyesight for that.
Condor 24 Charlie, no Federated C, Unicom 122, .8, bye-bye.
Condor 2 for Charlie, after Unicom, good evening, correct, good evening, technical, great service.
Bye-bye.
John H, if you were to buy a PC for Microsoft Flight Simulator, what level
are ready, for
would you need to get at? What would you need in order to have this level of game?
Mine
is only a mid-spec PC. So, I think, mind you, when did I get this now? Nearly 2 years ago. No, 18 months ago. The prices have shot up since then, haven't they? So I think I paid about £800 for this PC, but I bet I couldn't get it now.
Hello, Polaris, set squawk 1323.
1323 for line 456.
Request push and start, KLM 279.
KLM 279, own discretion, push and start is approved, local QNH 999.
Push and start approved on own discretion. 999 for the QNH, KLM 279.
Dark Fury, thank you for calling up the night bot. I've forgotten about that. Yeah, so they're my current specs.
5, clear direct Aalborg, Alpha Alpha Lima.
They are both airline 456.
And Transavia 16 Romeo is also ready for push and start.
Transavia 16 Romeo, own discretion, push and start is approved, local QNH 999.
Push and start approved, local QNH 999. Transavia 16 Romeo.
Polaris Papa Hotel Delta Tango Foxtrot inbound Lanti. Papa Hotel Delta Tango Tango.
Velox, would I ever upgrade the PC?
Identified flight level 238.
If I did, it would probably be the graphics card next.
Expect landing, runway 03. Do you want ILS or do you have any preferences?
Alexandra, is the specific way for loading fuel on the dev version of the Airbus A320, the fly-by-wire one? Yes, it's all done on the tablet.
Roger, you clear direct INRAT for ILS runway 03. Descend when ready.
John H, yeah, I've got a headset on, so ATC are talking to me through that.
Clear direct INRAT.
Millie, good evening to you.
And descend left side of 100 when ready. Papa Tango Foxtrot.
Harry Kim, the livery was made by two of our long-time channel supporters, as Dark Fury and Christian.
3,000 feet, direct to Insu. Thank you.
Gorgeous.
1001. That's 182.
Gorgeous livery.
285 report speed.
200 knots, Scandinavian 285.
And if I just nip outside actually for a minute.
220 until established. Correction 220 until established on the local right.
Speed 220 until established, Scandinavian 285.
Northman 807, speed 220 knots until established on the island.
Fantastic livery, isn't it?
Northman 805.
Right, where are we? Nearly 37,000 feet.
Mike. No further ATC, Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Over to Unicom, thanks very much for the service. I'll find 34 Alpha Mike. Good night.
9224, same to you, Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, and thanks for service. We are ready for taxi, KLM 712.
Okay, gang. Just you and me now. As we head over to Unicom. Mark Ross says GPU upgrade is a good shout. The sim looks stunning on your RTX 3080 Ti. However, it was not cheap, and the wife still doesn't know how much it cost. Wow. Gavin Zellers, good evening. How do I fix the fuzzy instruments in my cockpit? Love the streams. Well, thank you, Gavin. Fuzzy instruments. I'm not sure what you're referring to there with regards to fuzzy instruments. If you're talking about fuzzy instruments in VR, then I'm afraid I cannot help you. John H, if you get on our Discord server, that's the best way to get in touch. As Mac Alt Star and Alt Cruise. Set TCAS to below. Right, let's go through the top of climb checks and go through the SD pages.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, just to let you know that we've reached our cruising altitude for today and we are not anticipating any major delays or bad weather ahead, so we should be arriving on time as planned. The cabin crew will now start to make their way around the aircraft, so please make sure that the aisles are clear of any items you may have, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. A reminder that our EasyJet Sim Pilot members are able to take advantage of free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and we shall have an update for you shortly.
All systems normal. So, how long was our flight meant to be? 1 hour 22, so we should be on the ground in a little under an hour. What about actually about an hour? Yeah. Mark, you remember playing Duke Nukem back in the 90s and getting motion sickness just watching the monitor? Oh, Duke Nukem, yeah, I remember that. That was my era. Right, so let's also have a look and get some weather, not only for Bremen, but of course we shall get some weather for our en route airports, just in case we had to divert for any reason. So we'll have a look at Copenhagen. The only problem with using the McDo on the tablet is if you don't use the tablet for a while, it goes to sleep. Right, what am I doing? McDo menu, Atsu, AOC, weather request. I'm going to do a weather request. There we go. So our destination is Echo Delta Delta Whiskey, which I'll pop in the top. We'll also get Copenhagen's then as we're en route. Echo Kilo Charlie Golf. Charlie Hotel, sorry, not Charlie Golf. We'll have a look at what was our alternate. It was Hamburg, wasn't it? Hamburg is the alternate, so we'll keep that on there. Just looking, we could also have a look at Gothenburg, which is Echo Sierra Golf Golf. I do want to fly to there soon because there's some stunning scenery available. Send that off, see what we get. Christian, you can tell me the weather for Bremen, just let you go outside for a minute. And when I come back rain, wet and freezing cold, I'll know what the weather is. Yeah, can you stick your finger up in the air? I want to know which way the wind's blowing too. Mark Ross, you recently went from a curved screen to a high-res flat screen monitor, and for a few weeks your monitor looked like it was bent backwards. Weird how the brain plays tricks with you. Yeah. Right, I think that weather information has now come through. Here we go. So what we got at Bren, wind 220 at 10, great visibility, 10 kilometers or more, 2 degrees 1008. So that's fine. Copenhagen, visibility is down to 8 kilometers, that's no issue. The alternate Hamburg, good visibility again, wind not a problem. Gothenburg, weather's not as good at Gothenburg. Visibility is about 4,800. Winds are nice and light though. Still cold, 1 degree. Wayne, call the dog in. See if it comes in wet. Oh, that's a horrible smell, isn't it? Wet dog. There isn't enough air fresheners in the world to sort that out. Hope we've all got something nice planned for the weekend. First weekend back after the holidays. What are we doing? How many people have yet to take down their Christmas decorations? Have they added top of descent to the aircraft yet? No, they haven't, but I'm going to show you how you can manually add that in a second. Alfie, could I do a video and show you how to check the weathers? So that's pretty straightforward. Just McDo menu, then to Atsu, AOC, and then do a weather request. And you just do as I did there, just type in the various different airports that you want, and then you can read your metals when they come through. Christopher, just thinking about a wet dog makes you want to puke. Oh, what about First Officer George? I'm quite lucky in that he doesn't actually smell too bad. Mark, you took yours down on Tuesday. Christopher, you never put any up. Mark Ross, is anyone having issues with downloading the Devo experimental versions? Your standard won't install. No, the standard, excuse me, the stable build is broken at the moment, so no, that won't work for you. So I would make sure that when you're in the sim, don't try and load a flight, but just go to your packages in the content manager, see if any A32NX packages are there. If they are, delete them. Danny, you did the Christmas cleanup yesterday. Well, it was the last day, wasn't it, yesterday? 6th of January. Danny asks, what is a good German rock song? Do they exist? I can't imagine Germany having a sort of Freddie Mercury equivalent. Mark, you're now running loads of old arcade games on Raspberry Pi. Wayne says it's depressing when you de-sanctificate your house. I always feel like I've just gained an extra 3 square footage of floor space in our house whenever I tidy the Christmas stuff up. I hate my house over Christmas, and then all the Christmas stuff goes away and oh, it's quite nice again. Brian, I need to figure out a way to import an image of George curled up in the co-pilot seat. Yeah, we just have him sat there, couldn't we? But if anyone's ever heard my first officer, he wouldn't just sit still. He'd be up, down, he'd be knocking the thrust levers out of position. He'd probably turn a couple of engines off as well at some point. Firecreeper, how far are we away from Bremen? About 55 minutes till we land. Marcros, you haven't managed to fly the fly-by-wire since the update yesterday. Something's gone very wrong somewhere, hasn't it? What's that traffic there? Crossing from west to east. Can we spot him? There he is. That's quite a nice view as well, isn't it? Tell you, views like that you put alongside some of these YouTube videos you see. I'm not sure how well they're done anymore. I don't think pilots are easily allowed to have GoPros and things stuck to the various windshields, but there are several YouTube videos knocking about of sort of pilot's eye view landings in the Airbus, and they look pretty much the same as that. Mark, did the kids have a good Christmas? You guessed the triplets are a bit young yet. No, they're 3. So, oh yeah, they were well into it. Paper everywhere. But it's still great. At that age, they get excited by pyjamas. Frank, could I do a video about graphic settings and sensitivity settings for the Airbus joystick? I can save you the time, Frank. The graphic settings are, you can see there's already a video done for that, and they are the same as they have been. And as for the Airbus side stick, it is all default. Or mine is anyway. Barry, where do I get the elevator music from? Otis. J-Hog, you think you're on a detour? Your ETA is 10:35. Really? Oh. Are you going the right way? Christopher, you have a question about the TCAS. So a plane showing up close to your flight path has a plus and a minus number, and the dot goes white, then clear. What does it mean? Right, okay, let me just have a quick look, see if I can get on here. Alright, so let's have a look at this this aircraft here. So you can see that all aircraft are indicated by or to begin with, are indicated by a white sort of hollow diamond or see-through diamond. If that is the case, then they're not classed as an intruder, they're no threat to us. The minus just means that they are 1,400 feet below us. If he was climbing or descending, he would also have either an up or a down arrow to the side shown here, so you'd know which way he was going. He's obviously not, he's flying level, he's at 1,400 feet beneath us. If we were getting closer to him, his marking would then turn amber to let us know that we've got a potential conflict, and then if they get really close and we get a TARA, then the intruder goes red. Not something you want to see. Paul, have I ever come across any major issues in the experimental version? No, not at all. The only issue I have come across is sometimes a few waypoints get duplicated, but that's neither here nor there. This is the experimental version, and well, yeah, as you can see, it's working really rather well. Right, a few people have asked about top of descent, so let's work out where we're going to start our descent into Bremen, shall we? Let's bring up the chart first of all. So here's the arrival we are expecting. So we're going to be coming in via Gimba. Just getting my McDo out. Are we coming in via Gimba? Yeah, so coming in via Gimba, we then fly over Bremen, and from Bremen we make a teardrop approach round and in to capture the ILS, which is the full procedure. If ATC are online, then what they may do is they may pull us off from here at Gimba, bring us in and round this way, save a little bit of time, which would be quite nice, but if not, the full approach. So as we fly down from Gimba, we get overhead, almost overhead the airfield at the Bremen VOR, which is our initial approach fix, and on the chart here it says we want to be at 3,000 feet at the Bremen VOR. Well, what are we at now? We are at 38,000 feet as it stands. So to get down to 3,000 feet, we need to move 35,000 feet. 35 multiplied by 3 is 105. Add 10 to that, so 115. Add 10 for slowing down. 115, and that should do us, really, looking at that. 115 miles. So 115 miles from Bravo November, sorry, not Bravo November Delta, 150 miles from Bravo Mike November. Bravo Mike November. That is where we want to begin our descent. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come down to the fixes page, type that in, Bravo Mike November, and put a radius around that of 115 miles. And now we've come back up and look at the navigation display. Let's just zoom out a little bit. That is our top of descent, about 100 miles away. So that's when we're going to start heading down to 3,000 feet. Christian, oh, has Bremen radar gone offline? Oh, that's a shame. Drini, when are we going to get weather radar and terrain radar? I'm afraid I don't know, my friend. Afraid I do not know. EARLC Border RP, please don't spam the chat. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, And if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Dr. A, you're currently doing your longest haul from Singapore to Heathrow. Wow, nice. Right, let's just go back to those charts. I'm going to have a look at this. Just minimise the charts a little bit. So I can enjoy the view while setting up the box ready for our approach. So on the RadNav page, I know you can't see this because I can now do it on the tablet, but in the RadNav page I'm going to put Bravo Mike November, so that way I can keep an eye on my profile. I'm going to check the ILS frequency of the approach, which is 110.9. Yep, that's in the box as well. As remembers, I'm going to do a full approach of self vectors. Well, technically, if there's no ATC, you need to do the full approach. It's just safer that way. ERLC, no, I don't have Explain installed anymore. XL Conator. Oh, I'm a kid. I'm a kid with 4 kids of my own. Boys and their toys. Stuart says, wow, I'm tempted to go Heathrow to Perth non-stop someday. You need the A350 for that, don't you? David F says, you missed the weather radar, hopefully it'll be implemented soon. I hope so. I hope so. Okay, so I'm just going through and making some notes, ready to run through the arrival briefing. So it's going to be the ILS 27 Zulu approach. And we are on the... which star are we on for this? The Gibma to Papa. Platform altitude for the approach is 3,000 feet. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Minimum safe altitude around the Bremen VOR is 2,100 feet. And I'll double check the weather, but it was looking good, so it's going to be a Cat 1 approach. Runway visibility is well above 550 meters, so decision altitude is going to be 214. We'll get the QNH in a little bit. The ILS frequency we know is 110.9, and the airfield elevation 14 feet. Missed approach. What are we doing if things go wrong? Straight ahead to 2.2 miles from Bremen. Left turn back to the VOR up to 3,000 feet. Sounds pretty straightforward, isn't it? Dark Fury, that would be a nice 20,000 sub flight. Oh, wow. Yeah, indeed. David F. Are holds implemented in the experimental version? Well, they weren't, as far as I was aware. Tell you what, there's a hold there, isn't there, on this procedure? Why not check it out? We might be able to get really excited. 1 second. So, let's see. So it would be, if we go to the flight plan page, the hold would be at Bremen, which is Bravo Mike November. No, it's not. You can see it's greyed out. Never mind. Mens, what's the difference between ILS Yankee and Zulu? Let's have a look. Usually not very much. So this is the Zulu, and if we can pull up the Yankee, we'll see if we can compare them. With that one there. So that's the Zulu, the one we're doing. Oh, actually, right, I'm going to save us some time. The ILS Yankee brings us in straight in via Gimba. Right, I'm putting that one in. There you go, ask the question. You get an answer. Usually there's very little between the two. Very little between the two. So now, let's just check this out. The differences usually are the go-arounds, but not in this case. So, in that case, coming in by Gimba, there's not going to be any star. So no star. The approach veers would be Gimba, and insert that. See what that looks like now. Give it a chance to work itself out. Let's scroll through and see what we get. Right, so that looks okay. Don't worry about this. There's a reason it's doing that, and that's just because we're travelling too fast for it to work itself out. So we should have now Gimba, Delta Whiskey 041, then 011, and that's on the ILS. Excellent. So we're doing the ILS Yankee from Gimba. You know, I never even checked that other approach, purely because they don't usually make that much of a difference. Although I should know, in Germany, they kind of do. Germany tends to have different approaches for their different ILSs, Zulu, X-Ray, Yankee, etc. Whereas for the rest of the world, it tends to be the MIST approach that is different. Oh, Christian, I'm already ahead of you, mate. Now. Barry Golding, thank you so much for your £5 super chat. Barry says, good evening, just got in from work in time to enjoy the flight. Happy belated New Year to everyone. Oh, thank you, Barry. That is so very kind of you. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And, right, okay. Nice. How long have we got to go to the top of the descent? Alright, let's go and get our latest weather. And we'll look at doing a brief. So, just sent that off. Does mean that we may want to start that descent a little sooner now. Let's have a look at the track mileage. What have we got to go? 197 miles to go. So what we'll want is if we're at 4,000 feet by Delta Whiskey 041, so I'm going to pop that in the prog page, Delta Whiskey 041, 140 miles to go. Right, I want 4,000 feet by that point. So we're going to start our top of descent in around 30 miles time. Let's check the company message so we can get the latest weather. We'll do a brief and then it'll be time to head down. So current QNH, Bremen 1008, wind 220 at 10, and temperature is 2 degrees. So we're just filling that out. Wind 220 at 10. Slight crosswind coming in then. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Oh, not 50,000 feet. Take a 0 off. And yeah, decision altitude 214. That's all set. Okay. Let's do our brief. Okay, so max speed at Gimba, 220 knots. We've got green dot is 207. Okay, so if we're green dot by Gimba, 4,000 feet by Delta Whiskey 041. On leaving Delta Whiskey 041, we'll set 3,000 feet, go flaps 1 down to 3,000 feet to pick up the localizer and the glide slope there. Normal 3-degree glide path angle. Runway visual range is 214. That's fine. Let's have a look what happens after we've landed. After we've landed, where are we going? We're taking oh, taxi on is that just called the Apron? No, that's the GA Apron. Has that got a taxiway name? Or is it just Apron 1? Oh, are they not connected up? Right, well, in that case, slightly misleading chart. Okay, how long is the runway here? 2,040 meters. Okay, we're going to roll right to the end. We'll roll right to the end, vacate right on Alpha. Just checking that we haven't got anything daft with regards to taxiway limitations. No, that looks all okay. And let's just check anything else. Tax procedure, no aircraft stand tax line November, wingspan up to, but not including 52, that's fine, fine. Jet aircraft of more than 20 MT landing to establish a leave runway via taxiway Alpha, unless otherwise instructed. Yep, okay, that's fine. So we were going to roll to the end anyway. Okay, that's our brief. One last thing, but we've already mentioned it. Just check the go-around procedures the same. 2.2, 3,000 feet back to enter the hold. Wonderful. How far are we away then? Time to go down. So we'll set our initial climb down to 5,000 feet. In fact, no, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go down to 7,000 feet to begin with. So 7,000 feet. Let's head down. Thrust idle, open descent 070.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination, at which point the cabin crew will start preparing for our arrival. If you could please make sure that all the aisles are clear and the cabin crew are able to make their way around the aircraft without any luggage in the aisles, that would be most appreciated. A reminder for our EasyJet pilot members that free drinks are still available from the cabin crew until the seatbelt signs are turned on. Please note, however, that the toilets will shortly go out of use. Thank you.
So what I'm doing now then to make sure that we are on profile, because I want to be at 4,000 feet by the time we get to Delta Whiskey 041. All I'm doing here is monitoring how far we are away from Delta Whiskey 041 in the distance page. It's a shame Bremen radar went offline, isn't it? Never mind. I've just seen that ATIS is online for Bremen. Expect ILS Zulu approach runway 27, runway use 27. Oh. Bother. Are they even online anymore? Oh yeah, tower is online. Okay, all change. Back to the original plan. So, back to the flight plan. Arrival. ILS 27 Zulu. Say Zulu is the norm. Don't know why I can't do the Yankee. So, let's do the Gimba to Papa arrival. Bremen. And insert. Wayne says Bremen is offline because Christian plugged in his hairdryer and fused the grid. Right, let me just check now how the arrival looks. Now we've faffed around with it. Yeah, that's fine. So we're coming down here, out to Bravo Mike November 1-1. There we go, Bravo Mike November 1-1. This will clear itself up as we slow down. Right, in that case then we're getting down to, just redo the brief, we're getting down to 3,000 feet at Bremen. I want to be green dot by the time we get there. On leaving there, 3,000 feet, we're going to complete this circuit, so it's plenty of time to slow down. Green dot at Bremen, then flaps 1 as we fly the outbound leg, and then flaps 2 as we begin the turn, as we'll come and intercept the glide slope then, so we want flaps 2 before that. Hey Digital! Hello! Christian, do the 27 Zulu with no star. Really? What would that give us then, if we didn't fly the teardrop? We just basically do Gimba and then in. Okay. Go on then, Christian, it's your airport. I'm going with local knowledge. So, arrival 27 Zulu, no star. Via Gimba and insert. What does that look like? Well, that's different. Danny says that Christian's confusing you. Yeah, to be honest, he's confusing me. Are you just making up your own procedures, Christian? Page 10-2 Charlie on Navigraph. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. So, if we do the RNAV transition. Use of RNAV transition, though, only when cleared by ATC. And ATC are not available to clear us. Oh, risky business. You know, Christian, as ATC are not online, I am going back for the full procedure. That way as well, everyone else on VATSA will know what we're doing. So, we've got to do the 27 Zulu approach. am going to do. I'm going to be a good boy and do what is expected of us. What on earth is that? Well, that looks like the dog's dinner. Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. I put the wrong veer in. We need to go in via Bremen, which is the initial approach fix. If we're doing the full procedure, insert that, tidy that up. I would recommend anyone that is flying with us do the full procedure. Do the full procedure, it's easier. Dr. Magic, you've been a member for 9 months. Thank you so much. Is the drinks trolley still going? Yeah, of course it is. Plenty of time.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
What's the tower frequency? 12032. "91 track miles to run." We can slow our rate of descent down nicely. We're beautifully below the profile. Nick says if he was there, he'd just cut in front of the rest of us. Oh, I don't believe this. Bremen Tower's just gone offline. Right, well, technically, if there is no tower there, then you are still expected to fly the full procedure. So that's what we're going to do.
Hamburg traffic, German box 3194 heavy, landing runway 15.
And just to make it official, Bremen traffic Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, currently 50 miles outbound from Bremen, coming in from the north on the Gibma 2 Papa arrival, runway 27, flying the full procedure. There we go. I've called it. So green dot over the beacon, flaps 1 as we leave the beacon, flaps 2 as we make the left turn back around, capture the glide slope and the ILS. Sam Swallow Racing, no mod. This is live weather. Ah, digital is the overlay stuck. Someone give it a bash for me. Danny, you think you think you've got to the point you've had all the approaches and veers in the box you could possibly get by now. Full procedure, you can't fail. You can't be wrong. Particularly with no ATC. It's just Christian and his cheating ways. Oh, actually, I think... Oh, Bremen Tower is still online.
Runway 15, back in.
It is. Good spot, Oki. I was reading the wrong identifier. Oh, well, even more reason to fire the full procedure. If you've enjoyed the stream so far, guys, then please do hit that like button. It really does help me out. And if you want to go that extra mile, then leave a comment on the video as well after we're done. And once again, a huge thank you to all of you for helping us surpass 19,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So Mark Ross says, Azobo have defo pulled off the new clouds and weather effects. It looks unreal on your rig. Can't get enough of Microsoft Flight Sim. Yeah. Christopher Shaw, dang, you've learnt so much in this stream. Oh, excellent. What specifically have you learnt, Christopher?
Traffic for Charlie direct, and it would be 55 for ILS approach 7 for taxi.
Coming up then on 10,000 feet. Sam Swallow, yeah, the clouds are on Ultra, that is correct. Oh, why am I turning them on? Doesn't make any difference, they don't go on till the gear's down anyway, but even so. Ooh, Laurie, I'd love to see that on the Discord server later, if you're happy to share. Rolling that speed then back 250 knots. And we'll activate the approach phase as well so we don't forget to do that. Rotofib, yeah, you just finished going through all the tutorial videos on the A320. Oh, excellent, Roto. You'll be able to land this thing now for me. Sam Swallow, yeah, the announcements then are from self-loading cargo. And yeah, questions is what this channel is all about, my friends, so don't be worried to ask. Manic, any reason why you can't load into the game on any aircraft? Clear your community folder out, just get rid of everything. Just copy it to desktop or something if you need to, or put it in another folder somewhere outside of the community folder. Just empty it out and then try and load in. Ilias on Twitch, hello. And track very soon 20,000. It would be amazing, wouldn't it? We will all have to come up with something special for a 20,000 subscriber stream. Nicholas, you found a channel on YouTube where you can get a type rating for the A320. The only downside for most is it's completely in German. Ah, well, Christian, you'll be alright then. Okay, let's set now 3,000 feet. And set the local QNH 1010. That's not right, it's 1008. Alfie, thank you for stopping by. We shall see you next time, I hope. David, what radius should you set the minimum safe altitude on the fixed info page if it's not specified on the approach plate? It should always be specified. If it's not on the approach plate, it might be on the star. Check the SIDS as well. Goodness me, email coming in. That was loud. Approach checklist. Seatbelts are on. Arrival briefing is done. Minimums 214. Engine mode selector is normal. Flight bag is stowed. Who's pinging us? Well, approach is aligned. 1248. This could be interesting.
If you could please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are travelling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt provided.
Right, let's see what he wants us to do then.
Good evening, Bremen Approach, Easy 230 Delta, passing through flight number 130 with you.
Cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Easy 230 Delta, Bremen, Moin, radar contact, descent flight level 70, expect ILS runway 27.
Descent flight level 70, expecting ILS 27, Easy 230 Delta.
And radar, good evening, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, passing 5,300 for 3,000, currently on the Gimba 2 Papa for the full procedure, ILS 27 Zulu.
Ladies and
gentlemen, 35 Mike, Bremen lower radar contact, turn now left, heading left heading now 140, maintain 5,000 feet for you for lower.
Armrest down and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt
left heading
fastened, ready for
140 and
Please help
maintain
us by handing in any
5,000.
rubbish, newspapers or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Had to quickly catch the altitude there. So, open climb back to 5,000 feet.
In Avian 224 on frequency.
Yeah, if you ever need to level off quickly, then just push the VS button. You can't see it from here, but it does say just there, push to level off. So when he told us to maintain 5,000 feet, we were about 4,800, so instead of messing around, just push that, don't get any lower.
Continue heading 170, descent flight level 80, ILS Zulu, runway 27.
Lars, thank you so much for your very kind super chat.
Direction 170.
Really generous. I really appreciate that, Lars. Hope you've got a good weekend lived up, and thank you for your support. Very kind of you. So keeping us at 5,000 feet, we're currently only 40 miles away.
Avian 224, speed 220 knots.
That's direct, of course, not track miles. You can see if we were going to fly the full procedure, that had now created the perfect teardrop shape. So that would have worked in nav mode all the way around. I'm very interested to see how long it keeps us at 5,000 feet for. And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, any speed restrictions for us?
Easy 43 Alpha Mike, continue now speed 250 knots, I call you shortly for slower to enter my airspace data.
Wilco, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Okay, so let's just sit pretty for a while, shall we?
Easy 23 Sierra Delta, descent flight level 60.
Flight level 60, Easy 23 Sierra Delta.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, you can now descend altitude 3,000 feet, QNH 1008, speed 200.
Descend altitude 3,000, QNH 1008, and speed 200, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Scandinavia 224, right turn heading 180.
Right 180224.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, turn right heading 180.
Get those spoilers out. Right 180, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
ED 23 Sierra Delta, turn left heading 140, speed 220 knots.
140 and speed 220.
Let's start configuring, shall we? Flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1. We want to get ourselves below that glide slope. Spoilers still extended. Michael Cannonberg, there is a video on the channel with regards to how to set up an alternate, so go ahead and check that out.
Alpha Mike, turn now right heading 240, clear ILS Zulu, runway 27, report established.
Right heading 240, report established, ILS 27 Zulu, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Spoilers away.
Scandinavian 224, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1008.
Descend 5,000 feet, connect 1008-224.
And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, request reduced speed.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, speed 170 knots until established, thereafter speed is yours.
Many thanks, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Easy 23 Sierra Delta, descend altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1008.
4,000 feet, 1008. Easy 23 Sierra Delta.
And the reason we needed to do that is so we could get flaps 2 out. So there we go, flaps 2, speed checked. Flaps 2.
Easy 23 Sierra Delta, turn right heading 160, speed 200.
Speed set to
160 and speed 200, easy 23 Sierra Delta.
Scandinavia 224, speed 200.
Speed 200, 224.
Lock star. Glide slope star.
Easy 23 Sierra Delta, descend altitude 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet, easy 23 Sierra Delta.
Scandinavian 224, turn left heading 080.
2,500. Left 080-224.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, established runway 27.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, perfect, contact tower 120325, choose.
Over to tower 120325, many thanks, Alpine 32 Alpha Mike.
Easy 23 Sierra.
Bremen Tower, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, established runway 27, 8 miles.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Bremen Tower, good evening, 2210 degrees, 827, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 27, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Okay, let's start slowing ourselves down and getting configured. So, landing gear, speed, spoilers. Flaps 3, ding the cabin.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
And flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin secured. Auto thrust speed. Go around altitude 3000. Set. ECAM memo. Landing no blue. Now all we have to do is touch down. Remember, we're rolling right to the end of the runway, vacating at Alpha onto the on the right. quick cheeky look out the windows. Looks great, doesn't it? Autopilot disconnected. I have control.
$500.
500. Approach stable.
500.
Slight wind from the left.
400. 300.
Try and keep that landing zone nice and level.
100 above. 200.
Bremen Tower, good evening. Easy 230 Delta on Radius 27.
Minimum.
Is it 230 Delta, Bremen Tower, good evening. Number 2, continue.
Continuing number 2, easy 230 Delta.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
And spoilers deployed. Reverse green.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched
Alpha
off.
November.
Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook, Twitter or EasyJet app.
Oops. And just check where we're going. Alpha November, there we go. Nicholas, greetings from Bremen Radar Approach. Well played, my friend. Great approach. So Ryan, yeah, we didn't use auto brake there just because I knew I wanted to roll right to the end of the runway to vacate. This is another free airport which has only recently just come out. Now you can see they're using Google add-ons here. To begin with, I think it's going to be made better obviously as time goes on, but for now we'll take it. Mark, dog's crossing his legs, so you better take him out. I know the feeling. Thanks for joining us. And Alpha 34 Alpha Mike, just confirm gate number for us again, please.
Gate number 05.
Gate 5, Alpha 34 Alpha Mike, thank you. Now, can we find gate 5? I'm going to guess gate 5 is going to be this one here. It's not quite there yet. We've not got taxi signs on, but I'll assume this is it. Let's just get that taxi light off so we don't blind the ground crew. Steve says thank you so much for this this live. It's been fantastic. Steve, you're more than welcome. Hope you're going to go and have a great weekend now. Which airline's that to the side of me that I clearly must not have installed? Christy, is that your old school Condor livery that I've got showing up? Gotta love AIG. Parking brake and engines 1 and 2. Seatbelt signs can come off. APU bleed is on. Beacon light off. We'll call the ground vehicles. Get the door open. Get the taxiway connected. And then we're done. Here comes the jetway. Get the fuel pumps off. Didn't realise the dome light was still on. There we go. And set the transponder to standby 2000. Lovely. Well guys, we're all set. Oh no, I don't need to change the bugs. Go back. Let's have a look at your old school Condor livery. Wow. Yeah, that is indeed old school, isn't it? Well guys, thank you so much once again for joining us on the first Friday night stream of 2022. It has always been a pleasure. Really enjoyed that. Thank you to those of you who flew alongside us as well. For those of you who have donated and contributed via the donations and super chats, thank you so much for your continued support of the channel. Really do appreciate that. Of course, the EasyJet SimPilot channel members as well, as always, thank you for your ever continuing support. I look forward to speaking to you over the weekend on our Discord server, and I look forward to seeing you very soon on the next flight. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Please do hit that like button on the way out. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye bye.